Hello, lovely ladies. Hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. We are now in our interview of the Goddess Creations Empowerment Marathon 90 days of value and content with two lovely interviews per week of experts on the area of value for you. So I am very excited to be starting this beautiful session of, let's say, or these series of with the lovely Helen Louise Adams. I'm very excited, so I'm going to bring my energy down so I can hold safe space. And I hope that you will invite others to watch this video too. And I'm welcoming you, whether you are watching this live, as I'm going live at the moment, or whether you are watching it on the replay. You are welcome to join in the fun, in the transformation, and in what get that will be of service to you. So yes, I just want to share with you that this is a lovely opportunity also for myself into really what my Goddess Creations for me is about to empowering women to have the tools and to use the tools to put them into their fullest potential in whatever way it may be. I myself have multiple sclerosis, and I'm not going to be mentioning this every time, but I'm just mentioning it now. I have multiple sclerosis, and having multiple sclerosis for now over 20 years, I am still not in the wheelchair, and yet I have had times that have not been serving me. But what it has done, my multiple sclerosis has done, is it has taught me that I can choose my own route. And that is why I am in the state, in this physical state that I am, where I've taken my life into my own hands. And that is what I am wishing for you in some form as well. How you can take your life into your own hands and be the goddess you really are. So, without any further ado, I'm going to invite Helen Louise Adams into the talk. And she is a lovely, lovely, wonderful, and warm woman. She is the author of The Goddess Inside and Out, the author of Goddess Inside and Out, and founder of the Gorgeous movement. And she is empowering women everywhere to live their truly gorgeous life and purpose. And Helen Louise Adams is going to be sharing with us how to clear blocks in your mindset. So I am very, very excited to find out what Helen Louise has to share with us on this score. I also want to say, go and watch the previous videos in this group because there is content there and it's very valuable. I'm just not going to mention any of that at the moment. I'm going to bring Helen in at the moment so that she can have a chat with you too. Hello, Helen. For some reason, I cannot hear you. Let's see if I can hear you. Let's see. How can I make you audible? Can you make yourself audible? Because I can't hear you, which is a bit of a shame. Let's see. I'm just going to check with my friend. My friend, could you hear me though? My friend could hear me, but she can't hear Helen. That's interesting. Let's see what is necessary. Microphone is now off your mic and now it's back on. Well, well, well. Talking about challenges already. This is interesting. So how can we do this? Right. So I'm going to see if there is something I can do about that, but I don't think there is. Maybe at the bottom of your screen, you might be able to see cam or mic. Just click that and see what happens. Yes, and otherwise come out of the studio and try and get in again and just check your camera and microphone, Helen. Is that possible, please? Okay. Yeah, because right. So never mind, we're just going to keep on going. So Helen Louise is a wonderful lady who is about from the gorgeous mindset movement. Now, I can't explain it very well, but she is known as the mindset motivator. And I've had a wonderful time speaking with her on her theme. And I don't know, she's just absolutely gorgeous. Now, what I want to share with you based on that, while I'm waiting for Helen Louise to come back in, is that mindset, how you think. And that's why I spoke about my multiple sclerosis. Just say hello, Helen, to see if we can hear you now. No, oh dear, we still can't hear you. Yeah, that is very interesting because I did not expect that to happen. Let's see. I really don't know how that can be. So I'm just really going to see what is going on, which is a bit of a shame. Play sound. Yeah, I don't know what the reason can be for that. So do you know what? I think we then, my friend is also having to look to see if there is a reason why the microphone isn't working of Helen. Um, Let me see, because I can't see. I mean, when I click cam microphone, I don't see anything else that would be getting in the way. And have you, Helen, tried clicking cam mic, that little wheel at the bottom to see your camera? If you can, no? Okay. So let me see. Is there anything else? I'm desperately searching for a way to get Helen on. Right. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk to you by phone while we're recording this. So I'm going to, I don't know if that's possible, but I'm going to see if I can get you on Messenger. Is that possible, that Messenger at the same time? Or will I then lose you in the studio? All right, let me just see. I'm going to send a message, Messenger live. Right, let's see if that's possible. And also maybe there's something else here. I'm desperately seeking how to solve this because I would love to be of service to you all. As my friend says, I love technology and technology loves me. So I'm just going to look for the challenge in all of this and see what it will provide us. So let's see how I can solve this. Let me see how I can solve this. And this is such a beautiful learning process. So in a way, I'm saying thank you, universe, for teaching me how to be creative. We are on Goddess creations. So let me just see where, right. So let me see how I can get you up there. Sometimes go off and go on again, says Lavinia. So thank you, Lavinia. I'm going to see what will happen. Love to. All right. Let's sometimes go off and go on again, says Lavinia. Now I can. Thank you, Lavinia. I'm going to see what will happen. Yeah, I can hear myself in Facebook, so I'm going to take that off again. So I'm just going to see whether I can get you on Messenger, Helen. Okay, let's see that. So I'm now going to phone you. I might lose the visual of you, but let's see. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very softly.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want me to put the camera on?
No, don't put your camera on. I'm just going to check.
Okay.
I'm just going to check with my friend whether she can hear you in the ears. So let me just check. Can you just keep talking? Say something to you, Helen.
Yeah, no problem. So in a few minutes, like we'll be speaking and doing our interview together. Yeah.
Right. Let's see.
Can you hear it now?
Can you hear her? All right. She can now be heard because I've put the phone next to my microphone. So this is very challenging. Well, we'll have to do it then this way, won't we? Thank you, Helen. So,
no problem.
All right. So this is very interesting. You have frozen in visuals. I hope you're still there. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Great. All right. So we can't see you, which is a bit of a shame, but we can hear you. So that's most important. We want to hear your story. So now that we've had this interesting introduction, I would love to know, my sweet. Tell me about yourself. So how is it? What is the goddess, the gorgeous movement, and what is it that has to do with mindset, Rin?
Right. Okay. So the gorgeous movement is something that I set up at the beginning of the year, and it was after my spiritual awakening because I got this mission to be empowering women all over the world. The end mission was to be empowering women all over the world and to enable them to all be in a place where they could be their authentic selves. And if they wanted to set up these gorgeous projects that would benefit many others, they could be in a position to do that. And the way that we'd enable them to do that would be through coaching, training, and a lot of that obviously based on mindset. Because as you probably know, that mindset is 90% of any kind of success. And if you don't get the mindset right, that's a critical thing.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So in the coaching, 90% of it is based on getting the mindset right, getting the inner work right, and then operating from a place of being already there, if that makes sense.
Well, yes. So how do you put this into practice in your actual business? What is it that you do? What is your journey therein?
Right, okay. So I'll go back from the beginning, so you've got a bit of an idea about me and how I sort of came to this. Is that okay?
Yes, go. Yes, absolutely.
Sure. So right from the beginning then, I was an only child, and my mum and dad were both teachers, so I had no chance. So right in the beginning, I was in an atmosphere where I couldn't be what I wanted to be. I was growing up in an atmosphere where I always had to be what mummy and daddy wanted me to be. I had to do what they wanted me to do. But even then, when I was young, I always knew that there was something more, and I always knew that I could have a way of stepping out to that. I didn't know what it was, but I knew that that thing existed. And then there were two things I really loved to do. You know, a lot of little girls used to do this: stand in front of the mirror with a brush and be talking or singing. I'm sure a lot of ladies have done that when they were little girls.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a little bit of a family secret here, but I used to put a towel on my hair, so that I had long hair because, look at this beautiful hair. Therefore, I didn't have straight hair when I was younger, and I would put a towel on my head and I would go like this, like I was Barbie. So,
Oh, yeah, brilliant. Isn't it fun? And then the other thing that I used to do, apart from this talking or singing in front of the mirror, the other thing was I used to like to move people forward. So whenever we played school, whenever we had a game at school, I was always a teacher.
yes.
So there was that side of me too. So when I was 15, I wanted to go to drama school, and I really, really wanted to go, and my mum and dad wouldn't let me go. They were like, "Oh no, dear, that's not a proper career. You can't make money out of that." So off I went to uni, and even though I enjoyed uni, I was a bit upset because that was the first time I couldn't do something I really wanted to do, and I thought, well, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen anymore. So anyway.
So you decided that you weren't going to be doing something that you didn't want anymore as early as uni. I mean, that we're talking about 18 years old or something like that. Am I correct? Because that's quite early to be, at least in my experience. I mean, I bloomed very late, but that is an early time to be so self-aware and making big choices in your life, having that strong mindset. Or was there a switch point? Was there a transformation moment then therein?
Well, sort of, because I went to it, I sort of like explored new things, and I didn't actually go on the path that I wanted to be on. But, you know, sometimes when you have these insights, there's got to be a little sort of twist around the path sometimes. You don't quite get where you want to go, but you have to learn these other things in between. And I think that's what happened with me. So after I finished uni, then I got married, I had my son.
Yeah.
Everything was fine. And then when my son was 8 months old, my husband started cheating on me. And that was like a big, big shock. So then there just turned out to be me and my son for a while. So it started making me growing strong again, you know, knowing that I'm a woman who has to cope on my own with my son. And I'm not going to, you know, back down. I'm not going to be defeated. I'm going to do this as best as I can.
Yeah.
So then the second kicked in. So I got a job I trained as a teacher, and then I worked in different schools for a long, long time. And, you know, I was teaching all kinds of people. But what I really used to love was when that light bulb moment came up. When a child had a light bulb moment, or when an adult had because I taught adults as well.
Okay.
When they had a light bulb moment, that was a really, really big thing for me. I used to love that. It gave me such a buzz. And then the last thing I was at a school, I set up a kids' orchestra from scratch. And after 3 years, it won a silver medal in its first competition. Wow. So I was really proud of that.
Yeah. Wow. So you were musical in yourself, because I don't think you said part of that in your pre-talk, let's say. I mean, just as you know, your journey in life, where you had your situation at home, where you, sure, you had the microphone and, you know, setting up your stage for yourself. But
Yeah.
no, the musical side of things. So when did this start up? Or was that part of the obligatory, let's say, training that you got from your parents, where you had to do what they asked? Is that where you got the
Yeah.
musical side of things?
Well, it was a bit of yes and a bit of no, because I really wanted a piano, and they bought me a piano. But I used to like play my own tunes, not practice what the teacher taught me. So it was a bit of both. I wanted it, but they wanted me to do things, you know, the standard way,
Yeah.
practice your scales, do this and that. But I like the fun part of the piano, making my own little tunes and all those kind of things, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So I was trying to be creative in my own restrictions then, put it that way.
Yes. So at which point did you then set up or start up, let's say, your movement? At which point did you say, all right, so this is the route that I'm going to be taking?
Well, this spiritual awakening that I had, that happened sort of midway through 2016. And I sort of had the thing about, you know, I need to do something with women, but I'm not quite sure what it was. But then this year, everything sort of became clear. And I thought, right, what it needs to be is something where women can be their very best, where there's no holds barred. They can just be in an atmosphere to open the boundaries and live themselves as they truly want to be. And I thought the best way of doing this is to start off with the coaching and training. Also, I've got that book coming out next year, my second book, which is called Being Infinitely Gorgeous.
Ah, lovely title, Being Infinitely Gorgeous.
Yeah, and that was part of the awakening, because when I wrote my first book in 2011, it was a sort of manual on how to have a gorgeous life, with the premise that, yeah, you've got to be gorgeous on the inside, you've got to get everything right on the inside, and then the gorgeous out follows on naturally. But it was quite a simple book. So this one's going to be much more deep, and it's going to get people really digging into what being gorgeous is all about for them.
So let's then hone into the word gorgeous then, Helen, here, because I am very interested, because you've said you have your journey, you have your transformation, and you've given us a bit of an idea of how you have got to your transformation. I know there's a part there that we haven't quite touched on as yet concerning that, but I would love to know, what is gorgeous to you? And remember, we're talking about gorgeous mindset. So what is the definition of a gorgeous mindset? So let's spell this out to us, please.
Right. So everybody has their own definition, but my definition of a gorgeous mindset is the mindset of a person who is truly happy in their own skin, knowing exactly what they want, and not worrying about anyone else's opinion, but just using their own heart and intuition to follow their path.
But you say knowing exactly what you want. I mean, does anyone know exactly what they want? I mean, can we ever then achieve this gorgeous mindset?
Right, yeah. Well, I would say yes, deep down, everybody does know exactly what they want. However, with everything that goes on in a person's life, with all the input they get off their parents, their teachers, their authority, they stop listening to what they exactly want. They stop listening to that inner voice, that intuition, and they start second guessing themselves. You know, they may have something deep down inside, but because it gets covered over by everything else, then they lose that, you know, strength of trusting in their own intuition, and a lot of times they back down and they're living another person's life and not their own gorgeous life, if that makes sense.
Yes. So this is actually the difference between the life that we live for a very, very long time versus the gorgeous life we could be living. But what then is the gorgeous mindset? What would you then say that is?
Right. Well, for each person, it's going to be totally different. So it's coming from their uniqueness. So it's looking at what makes them unique and what do they want. Not what anyone else wants. Not what mom, dad, school, anything else, but what they want, what makes their heart sing. And an easy way to test that is just, what makes your heart glow. When you feel that glowing feeling inside, then that's something that you want. And then that's something that you should pursue, because, we're all on earth for a very short time in this particular life. And then we've got to make the most of it. We weren't sent here to play small. We were here to live this gorgeous life, this being unique and following our own intuition.
Yes. So, so when we are doing, so how did you achieve this? That's what I want to ask. How did you achieve your gorgeous mindset? What were the steps you took to get to that state?
Right. Okay. Well, as I sort of mentioned in the beginning, the first time was even right back in the beginning when I knew that there was something else. So I kept all the way through life. I think I kept pushing boundaries. I do things that other people didn't do. At uni, I was a different kind of person. I'd hang out with people that I'd never have hung out with at home, just because I wanted to explore, just because I wanted to see what other people did.
So you were a bit of a rebel.
Yeah, I was a bit of a rebel. I suppose it's because I'm a Leo as well. We're very strong characters as Leos. Yeah, so, and the creative side of me as well, I really pushed my creative side, because, like, I did the book, I did the kids' orchestra. I mean, on the art side, there wasn't much of that, but I really pushed the writing and the music. So, it was a good form of expression for me as well. But I think the culmination of it was when I got that spiritual awakening, and everything sort of became clear, and it was like my head got taken off and put back on again, with all these different beliefs, well, with all the original beliefs that I should have had, I think, in the beginning.
Right.
So that was the turning point there, I'd say, in 2016.
Yes. So, so actually, how would you then say for the women? Suppose you had a group of women now in front of you, right? And they were like, "Wow, Helen, I love the way you have developed and what you're sharing." And what was that? What would it then be that you would say and give to these women to transform their lives?
Right. Well, the first thing then, Sean, the first thing that I'd say to them was, if you like this, you can have this too if you want. And think back to what you really, really want. And, it's possible. You can have it by doing these things, by changing your mindset. And then what I'd do with them, I'd give them some simple exercises to show how they could start incorporating that bit by bit into their own life. Well, I actually do. I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but I do a monthly course. It's called The Gateway to Gorgeousness. And we do that online, and we do it in a room as well. So there's live stream people watching, and there's people actually present. So the second part of it is we do a big section on clearing blocks.
Yes.
So
exactly.
At the end of that, we have big, massive breakthroughs. I remember, I'll tell you one of them. There was a woman on there, and she'd been really, really put down by her husband, and she'd lost all her confidence. And she'd really wanted to do this criminology course online. And it was something she'd wanted to do for 20 years, and she'd never plucked up the courage. So we did some of these exercises, these block clearing exercise. And on the break, she was on her phone with this big smile on her face.
Yeah.
And I said, "What are you doing, Anne-Marie?" And she said, "Guess what I've done? I've just enrolled on the course." And she had a big beaming smile on her face. And I thought, yeah, that was something for 20 years that she wanted to do. And now she's actually done it after clearing these blocks with all of us here in the room.
I love that. I love that. So it's a shame that we can't see you. Is it something that we have to see you for, Helen Louise, just to be able to experience part of these clearing these mental blocks? Is that something that you can share with us here? I mean, or take us on a journey, even if it's a meditation. I don't know. We have time.
No, sure. I'll do a very, very easy thing that only takes a few seconds. This is something that I do with the people on my course. So what I say to them is, think of a belief that's holding you back right now.
All right, let's just do this together. So let us experience it, so that those watching now or in the replay, can experience it as if you are in front of your class. So we're now
Yeah.
going to explore or experience how to clear your mental blocks. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. So we're going to do a very simple exercise that'll help you shift that energy.
Yes. Great. So right.
So first of all,
I'm going to now prepare. Okay.
Yeah. First of all, then, I want you to think about a belief that's holding you back.
Right.
Just think of that belief, and then get a clean sheet of paper.
Oh, heavens. Okay.
Yeah. Get a clean sheet of paper and write it down in big letters.
Right.
So it could be something like, I'm no good at selling, or my products aren't good enough, or I've got no confidence. Anything that's holding you back right now, write it in big letters on a sheet of paper.
Okay.
Done?
Yeah, I've typed mine in.
Okay, that's brilliant. So when you've got that piece of paper, you've got two choices. If you're near a garden, you can go out in the garden with a lighter or some matches. If you're in a room, then you just stand up and do what I say next. So all the people who are going in the garden, get that piece of paper, light a match to it and burn it. If you're in a room, stand up and rip it into tiny little pieces, really rip it with some force. Rip it into shreds and then stamp on it.
Stamp on it?
Yep.
Why are we stamping on it?
Why are we stamping on it? Because we're grinding that belief out. It's going out of us totally.
So the burning is a symbol of doing away with this belief. Is that
away
right?
With it, yeah.
And does it work for any belief like this?
Any belief like this that comes, this is something you can do before it sets into you. It's like Tony Robbins used to say, kill the monster while it's little. So before that belief takes a hold of you, write it down on a piece of paper and rip it up or burn it.
Oh.
So that's the first part, isn't it? So when we take something away, then we have to put something back again, don't we?
Right, and I think that's the part that we do tend to forget, actually. I mean, yes, we want to get rid of something, but that leaves a gap, I guess, or a void in us that needs to be filled. And I understand. So actually, is it then so, and you may correct me on this, that when you do away with something, that you have that void, and if you don't consciously fill it up with something of choice, that will the bad thing, well, bad is of course a relative thing, but will that then come back into that space, or what happens if you don't consciously fill up that gap?
Well, I would say, I mean, with a lot of people that I've seen, they'd feel a bit unbalanced, because things would have gone too much the other way, and there's nothing there coming in to replace it. So the next part of what I tell them to do is to get another piece of paper, and then they write down the opposite of what they've said in the present tense. So it would be, I'm thankful and grateful for selling things every day, or I'm thankful and grateful that I'm a confident person and can interact easily with people. And then I get them to write it, and then they stand up and shout it out and really have that experience of putting it into their body too.
Oh, two. Did you fall silent, or was two the end of the sentence?
No, two was the end of the sentence.
Sorry, my analytical, not quite brain was like, hang on, I'm missing something. Is it a comma or a full stop? So for me, I would like to just share mine, because you, in your experience or in your example, let's say, you said, I am not good at selling. So I thought, all right, let me try that one. I am not good at selling. And actually then the opposite of that for me in this sense would be, I'm thankful and grateful for selling, or is that not strong enough?
I wouldn't just say selling. Think about what you want and put it. So maybe I'm thankful and grateful for making sales every day.
Oh, I see.
I'm thankful and grateful for getting good customers who I sell to regularly, or whatever it is that fits in with you.
Well, that is actually wonderful, because that way you're not like saying the opposite of a yes becomes a no becomes a yes. You're actually making it more visible, not visible, but tangible. You can feel more what the result
Yeah,
is, because you're not just saying the clear opposite. You're saying um, you're giving it body. You're experiencing what you
yeah.
are feeling when your opposite life is taking place. So let me
Yeah.
just say off the top of my head, if I would say my a mental block would be I eat too much.
Yes.
Then I would say maybe that the opposite would be um, I am thankful and grateful that I
Yeah.
eat what my body needs. Is that,
Perfect. Yeah,
yeah?
that's
Oh, good. Oh,
perfect.
congratulations, me.
Yeah. Awesome.
So lovely. So, all right. So, thank you, Helen. I mean, if you have another tip, that's fine. But I mean, now you've given us a lovely, a very concise, actually tip to how to
Yeah.
clear a way to clear our mental blocks. So, as
Yeah.
we are now rounding off almost, I would like to know from you, um, because of course women will be watching this and they will be interested in what you have to offer,
Yeah.
and when we're going to be sharing this video all over the place, and I would like to
Yeah.
know, therefore, where can we find you?
Brilliant. Okay, so if you go on Facebook and you type in the Gorgeous Movement in the space bar,
Hmm.
my group, the Gorgeous Movement, comes up, and all you lovely ladies would be really welcome to come in and join us on this big mission to empower women and to be empowered as well. And in that group, we have the details of all the programs that we do, and we also do bespoke programs as well. So if there's nothing there that's quite suiting you, ladies can message me on Messenger and they can have a chat with me. And if they want me to make a bespoke program for them, then I can do too.
Yes, I'm just going to translate for those that, well, actually, see, my English brain doesn't quite comprehend the word bespoke, and I know the Dutch viewers definitely don't. So I'm just going to say bespoke means made to
Suit.
fit you. So
Yeah,
it's like a creating it around you. So that's what bespoke
yeah,
means. And so
exactly.
therefore, Helen is saying that she also offers bespoke programs. And I believe you also have a website. Is that so, Helen?
Right. At the moment, the website is still being built, but we'll have that in the new year.
Totally no problem, and it's totally wonderful. So, ladies, you know where to find Helen, and I thank you for watching. And thank you, Helen. And it's a shame that we couldn't hear you on the stream. I would love to find out how that is.
Oh,
But I'm very grateful that you shared your lovely content and time with us, and how your gorgeous mindset with us. And
oh.
yes, and is there anything else that you maybe want to ask me?
Um, yeah, well, we're looking forward to doing more things together in the new year.
Absolutely, we
Joining
are.
the sites and everything. That's going to be really massive.
Yes.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
think it's so important, isn't it, that all us heart-centered women, we're all one. We're not competing with each other.
No.
We're all on this big mission together, and it's so nice. And I'm really honoured to be here today, and thank you for inviting me on.
And thank you too. And yes, I will just say that as well. In the very near future, we are going to be co-creating, and you will get more info on that at a later time. And I thank you for watching, and I thank you, Helen Louise Adams, for being on this lovely talk with you. And it was so much fun. And I hope lovely ladies are watching live. I want to thank you, and those that are watching the replay. I hope this was of value to you. I do invite you to post any questions and anything that you have that concerning this in the comments below. I believe that we do have a few comments. I'm just going to see if I can see what they are. Let me have a look. Yes, Corinne is saying thank you, Helen. And I know that
Oh,
Lavinia was watching. So yes, it's,
pleasure.
women are very pleased, and Miriam is also saying that she has done this exercise that you shared with us a few times before for herself in her past, and
Yeah,
that is, and actually the pain and the thoughts that were in her head, they were being burnt away, and it works very well. So you here, you already
great.
in the live have response as to what your exercise does and how valuable it can be. So
Fantastic.
ladies, I invite you to watch the next episode of this. Of the 90-day empowerment marathon in the Goddess Creations group or on any of the replays. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much. And I will see you next time. Thank you, Louise. Thank you, viewers. And have a lovely day, morning, evening, night, and whatever. Shamna Gray, Goddess Creations. Bye.